Hi, Amy and Jeff. Congratulations on the wedding and getting married. Sorry we couldn't come, but we were sick and didn't want to cause any issues on your special day. I did make you guys something for your wedding. I made a wedding album so you guys could put all your pictures in it. And I know these books can be a little bit confusing if you're not used to it, so thought to make a video to help understand how to open it and all the cool things that it does. So let's get into it. So the first part here, I did templates for the different sizes that can go inside of this book. I thought this would help you guys figure out certain layouts and so on and so forth. It'll make a little bit more sense when we actually get into it, but the sizes that can go into this album would be an 8x10, 5x7s, 4x6s, and that's just standard photo sizes, 4x4s, 3x3s, and 2x3s. 2x3s are normally considered wallet sizes if you try to order them. I know that between Walmart and Target, I believe you can get all the sizes needed here, or you can do an online place. They would have these sizes as well. All right, let's get in the book. So the first thing that we have here is the cover for Mr. and Mrs. I did not put the last name on there just because I couldn't find anything that really worked with the front. So just left it with the Mr. and Mrs. The front part here is actually designed for a picture. It can hold a 5x7, but if you wanted to do something smaller, you could do a 4x6. But again, kind of the example of how you can use these templates. So let's go ahead and open it up. It actually does lots of folding. So let's start off with the left side. So I'm going to pull it over. So on this left side, you have a flap here. And on here, I did kind of give you kind of a legend of what you can do on some of the pages. Note that the size that I gave you here is the biggest that you can go, but you could definitely go smaller from there. But if you did go smaller, like of course that is your 5x7, the 4x6s would work as well, or you could do a couple 3x3s, however you guys wanted to do that. But I gave you the common size for what could fit there on the actual picture. So let's go to the left here a bit, and you open this up as here. It actually closes with a magnet, so I wouldn't put anything here or here, or that magnet might close. I do know that once you fill the pictures, the magnet might get a little pudgy, but it should still hold everything for you. So let's open it up here. This is a waterfall. So it actually opens up and it'll hold a 4x6 on each one of these sides. So this is a great way to do the pictures of like the wedding party and stuff like that, so you can keep them all together. But whatever you want to put here is whatever you want to put here. It does give you an option to hold a lot of 4x6s right there. Then we're going to go ahead and close that. Let's go ahead and keep it to the side here because we're going to actually open it up just a little bit more. So this guy, again, is a magnetic closure here. You can kind of hear it. But whenever you open that up, I'm going to go ahead and pull it back here just for a moment so we can open up the pages. So this is kind of an accordion. It will lift up and over. These are all very blank, but they are also patterned a lot, so you could fit honestly anything on these. So you can do your 8x10 if you want to just do a single 8x10. You could do 2 5x7s, or you can do 3 4x6s. Either way, you could do your 4x4s, you could do 3x3. I did give you multiples of each of these, except for the really big ones. So you can kind of lay them out however you want. You have 4 8x10 options here. And then on the back side of this, let's pull this over a bit. On the back side, you've got 2 more. Again, you can do 8x10s, 5x7s, 4x6s, whatever you want. I also put that legend right here. Let's go ahead and close this guy up. Let's go ahead and close that guy up, and then we're gonna pull over a bit. So here is a cool little file folder, if you want to think of it that way. So it actually pulls out right here. This little flap actually goes inside this little cubby right here. It's actually called a belly band. So you just put that right in the belly band and it can stay in there like that. Or if you want to pull it out, you can pull it out. So let's go ahead and move this to the side real quick. And let's go over this guy real quick. So this guy just opens up here. Again, it's kind of got a magnetic closure. I did put something here so you don't put anything in that closure right there so it won't close. But as long as you don't put anything right here, you'll be fine. From there, it just opens up into a big little pocket. You can put anything that you want in there. Matter of fact, I will actually put all the templates in there when we're done so that you have all those in a nice and tidy place for you. That's it on that side. So then we're gonna turn it over. On here, you can actually do 5x7s, 4x6s, 4x4s, whatever, or 4x6s, 4x4s, wherever you want to do. Same thing goes here. Just remember, don't put anything bulky here or here if you tend to add any more embellishments. Don't go bulky here or it won't fit in the belly band inside the book. So let's pull this down a bit. And here we've got another belly band. And all of these mats come out. So let's pull these out. And 2x3s go here. Ooh, everything's backwards, sorry. 2x3s go here. Then we've got 3x3s and 2x3s there. Got some more matting. 5x7s go on this guy. 3x3s. Got a lot of space to hold some. Now these are really big, so they look like they can hold an 8x10. Just note that this actual size is an actual 8x10. So if you choose to put an 8x10 there, some of them are a little bit bigger, some of them are a little bit smaller. This one actually does hold an 8x10. Let's actually put it right side. This one does hold an 8x10, but there's others in the book that does not hold an 8x10. So just take that into consideration when you're looking at some of the big mats. And then here, you also have some matting. So those are just designed to give you an option of what you can do on some of these backs. Some of them are blank and you can do whatever you want from there. Some of them I already have matted out for you, so all you have to do is add the pictures. Okay. So then just to remember to put them all back together. It doesn't really matter how you really put it back together. Just assemble it all, bring it back here, and then put it inside the belly band. And then we'll bring the book back. And again, that flap right here goes into the belly band here. And then you can lift the whole next side, or you can pull this out and lift the next side from there. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, couple sections here. This side, the side with that belly band, it actually opens here. You can put extra 8x10s in there, extra pictures. I actually did put a mat in here and I matted some 4x4, so all you have to do is drop and place there. Gave you some options to write out some things. And then again here, this is one of the big ones, so it can actually hold an 8x10. It can hold a 5x7 or a couple 4x6s. That goes right back in here. And again, because it's a bigger pocket, you might want to put bigger pictures in there. If not, you might lose them down in the center here. Okay, so from here, you also have another pocket right here. This pocket has some extra mats, so 5x7s, 4x4s, extra writing room, special moments about the wedding day, pictures there. Again, we go to the back. I did not list an 8x10 here. I only list 5x7 and 4x6 because this is actually one of the smaller ones. So this itself is an 8x10. So if you choose to put an 8x10 here, that's fine. Just note that you will lose all the matting and it will go from edge to edge on this size. Then those just get placed right back in this cubby right here. Then we go to the matting here. And this is just a big old pocket. So the great thing about this matting is that you can really move it around anywhere inside the book. It doesn't have to go in these specific orders. You can rearrange them and put them wherever you want, and you'll see where some of the cubbies are. So you'll be able to see exactly what I mean by they're interchangeable. Some of the really big guys, the 8.5 by 10.5s, might not be so compatible in some of the spots. Like it wouldn't be able to fit here because this spot right here isn't wide enough to accommodate an 8.5 inches. But as long as it can fit within the dimensions you're putting it in, you can put it wherever you want. Now, some of these embellishments that are actually 3D, I wouldn't necessarily put in a cubby just because you'll have the ability to bend some of these 3D elements, and they won't stick out and be as pretty later on when they start to get wrinkled and stuff inside of a pocket. So I would leave some of those in open areas like this. But we have an option for 4x4 here, 5x7s. We've got a couple more mats. I'm sorry for the shaking, guys. I always shake. And then a bit more here. I know you guys liked blue and silver. I really tried to find some paper that had blue and silver and was not successful. So I pretty much just interchanged it with the blue and the gold, some halo, and some silver. So you got a mixture of both. And I think they do a really good job of melding together with that halo because it kind of does give you that gold iridescent look to it as well as that silver. So I think it's a good mix on bringing it all together. Then we've got a little bit more matting here. Again, another pocket to put 4x6s or whatever you want. Some extra matting here. This one again is another 3D embellishment, so it actually sticks out. So again, I wouldn't necessarily put those in one of the deep pockets because you might flip these off and lose them. 5x7s. Lots and lots of photo options. Like I said, I did leave some of them blank. On these 4x6s that are left blank, you can either put another 4x6 on this side. It just wouldn't have a mat on the background. Like this one actually has matting. So when you put your pictures on, you actually do see a border of the paper itself. If you chose to do a 4x6 on the back, then of course you just wouldn't have that extra matting. But you could also do 2 3x3s here. You could do 3 2x3s here. So you do have some options. So I did leave some of them blank so you can be a little bit creative and do what you want from there. Then with the 3D embellishments, I would just make sure to put the ones that are going to go on front, put them on first, then put it in the pocket. That way you're not necessarily damaging those 3D elements, okay? Then we've got another pocket on this side to hold even more. We've got two really lovely mats here. 5x7, upside down. I did need to say, and I totally forgot, so I apologize, but whenever you are putting the picture here, make sure to remove this plastic. It adds a little, or the Post-it, it adds more bulk to this already chunky book. So definitely remove those before putting the picture so you're not adding more bulk to it, or you might have a problem with getting it to close. Just because she's chunky. Then we've got a couple more mats here, some options to write some stuff down, and then another option for a bigger photo mat there. That goes into this cubby right here. This one's a bit cool as well. Just note, be very careful when removing the, putting on and removing the paper clips, just because they do have these edges here that can, edges, you know, as paper clips do, they've got edges there that can snag on the paper. So just be mindful when putting those on and be very careful. So this is a kind of mirror image of this one and vice versa, of course. So this one opens down. These have the ability to hold 5x7, 5x7. It opens, opens there, opens here, and then this flap opens up. On here again, you have a couple different options where you can do 1 8x10, 2 5x7s, or 3 4x6s, like I showed you earlier, because the book itself all is the same size. Then what I did here is I kind of just opened it up a little bit more, and then just made sure that when I put it in, I wasn't pushing it in all the way for this end to snag on any of the pages. Again, this side does the exact same thing because it is a mirror image. So you fold up, side, side, down. What's cool about this book as well, like I said, that the mats are interchangeable. So if you wanted to put one of the mats in here, you could definitely do that. You would just close it all out, put the paper clip in, and then she's all nice and tidy. You could do the same if you have extra pictures and you want to put them there and you run out of room inside of the file folder. You can put some in some of these cubbies as well. So just know, like I said, they are interchangeable, so you can put them throughout the album wherever you wish to. Let's go ahead and close this guy up. And then again, putting him in there, but not pushing it down so much that these corners get clipped on the paper itself. All right, then we're going to go ahead and flip the page. This page has two options here. This one holds a 5x7 or something smaller if you choose to. These ones actually open up and they hold 4x6s. You could probably put 4x4s, 3x3s, but these will be just extra full holding options for you. So here's some 4x6 mats. Again, you could put 4x6s on the back or do any other combination you choose to from there. This one is identical to this one as well. Just note that there are magnets here and here. Oh, let me do it on this side. Here and here. So definitely don't put anything that would obstruct the magnets or it just won't close. Okay. Then let's go ahead and open it to its last section. This kind of brings us back to the beginning of that book, right? We had this flap closed before. We're going to open up this whole chunky side to meet the middle right here. So this is all attached. That's attached. This is a different section. So let's scroll over. This would be the opposite side of this guy. So let's flip him over. And he's got a couple pockets in here. We've got the big mats. Again, on this side, you can hold big pictures. Gave you the options of what it can hold. I did mess up on this one in the fact that I believe this is an actual 8 by 10. So if you put an 8 by 10 there, then it will actually cover the whole thing, but it will fit a 5 by 7. But let's go ahead and mark that off just so you don't get confused on that one. This one also blank. And then you have options to add pictures here. Ooh, I think I did him that way before. Let's go ahead and put him back in the very, very back. So that means both flaps will open to accommodate this guy. Then you've got 2 photo mats here. Oop, this side and this side. And then those go in, I just put here and here. I just put it in that kind of front pocket here. Then let's go to the side here. Of course, you can put more in these cubbies as well as needed. This one's a bit different in the fact that what's actually holding, because this is kind of all together, right? So the thing that opens this guy is this fold out, this mat right here. By removing this mat, you were able to access the rest of this middle section here. But here's a mat. Here's an example of what you could do 4x4s. I left this side blank in case you wanted to leave it blank because it is quite busy. Or you can choose to put pictures there as well. I'll show you how to put that back in when we're done with this section. So let's put that off to the side. This is just to accommodate the bottom of this. So nothing gets done with this. Nothing gets done with this either. However, you can lift this flap up. This will hold a 5 by 7. This will also hold a 5 by 7. What's cool on this one is whenever you put a 5 by 7 here, if you close, you also don't see it as well. So it's all nice and tidy there for you. Let's go ahead and close that. On the top here, there's an actual pocket where we have room for additional photo mats. So we've got 5 by 7 here, and then matting here. Then we've got matting, and then an option for bigger ones here as well. Let's go ahead and put that back here. And then we're going to open them up a bit more. So let's bring it big. This folds up. This can hold an 8 by 10, 5 by 7s, 4 by 6s, depending on whether or not you want to see this embellishment here. Then let's pull down. This opens up here like a little book. 4 by 6s can go here and here. And then we've got photo mats inside as well. 4 by 6. Again, you can do whatever you want on the back. 4 by 6 here as well. 5 by 7s. This one is just a whole page of wallet sizes. So another option of what you could do here. You can do a 4 by 6 and wallets all around it. So that's another option for you as well. And then a big guy will actually hold an 8 by 10 as well. And then of course this back section can also hold an 8 by 10. And then we close it by just putting those back. Let's do it this way. By putting those back in here, folding the sides, folding the top, pulling up here. And then remember we had this photo mat here. This is what closes the whole thing. There is a pocket here. There's a pocket here. And then there's a second pocket, like there's a big pocket. The first pocket is actually just a little bit bigger, this one, so you won't have so much play, but either way is fine. So just note, if you do put it in the back one, just make sure to put the bottom in the cubby and you'll be fine. You'll just have a little bit more play, or you put it in the striped one, put it through the bottom, and then you don't have so much play with it. So it'll hold a little bit more tidy for you. But that's your book. Like I said, I'll go ahead and put this side. Let's go ahead and put all of the mats. I did give you one 8x10, two 5x7s. I gave you four 4x6s, four 4x5s or 4x4s, four 3x3s, and then three 2x3s. Again, wallet size. I'm going to go ahead and put that in here. So kind of that's how, again, this accordion style works, is for you to put all that stuff in there and just close her on up. Then remember, the back of this has one flap that kind of just doesn't go anywhere, and that flap goes right inside that belly band here, and then you just lay it flat. Then you close the cover right here, and then you are all nice and tidy back to the cover. I did put a image on the back. I normally don't put anything back here because it normally lays flat on its back, right? And if you did that, then you would potentially ruin any picture that would be here. However, she is chunky enough to go ahead and stand up right as well. So if you did that, then you definitely could put something on the back. Just note that it might potentially get a bit dirty if you did so. A couple other things that I would suggest with this book is I would suggest doing matte images instead of glossy images, as glossy images tend to stick to each other. The glossy sides tend to stick to each other. And that could be a problem, especially when you get to something like this side where you are potentially having an image here and here that whenever you closed it, they would be touching. That potentially could cause an issue if the book got a little too hot. They could potentially stick together and you wouldn't be able to open it anymore, so the pictures would not be usable or viewable at that point. That would be my only suggestion. As far as putting the photos inside the book, you could really do anything. You could do a glue stick. You can do just regular glue. This is actually just like a liquid glue. You could do double-sided tape. Just note that if you do double-sided tape, do acid-free so that it doesn't discolor or take away the color from your pictures on where the tape was stuck to it. So definitely acid-free regardless what you do. If you do a glue, like a liquid glue, definitely do an acid-free version. I know Scott's does one, which is an acid-free version. Just note that if you do anything liquid, make sure to not touch the picture itself or you'll ruin the finish of your picture. It'll make it very matte or even foggy. So just keep that in mind. Other than that, if you have any questions, definitely let us know. Again, congratulations on the wedding and the marriage. And I hope you guys have fun filling this chunky girl out. And I hope you guys have a great marriage. Thanks. Love you guys. Bye.